Hi, how's it going? So today we are in SeaWorld. It's been a pretty good day, but there's been a few bits and bobs that I'll explain later in a wee extra bit of filming later when I get back to the hotel. But we are here, it is 8 o'clock and we're here to watch the Shine On show or something like that, I think it's called. So I think it starts in about 30 minutes. And it's already absolutely rammed here, so I imagine it's going to be pretty noisy but pretty good as well. So I will take some more video and let you see it. So we've just done in the killer whale show, which was unbelievable. Regardless of your feelings and towards them being in captivity and stuff, it was still an unbelievable show to see. We're now coming down to watch the fireworks and light show, and there's currently a dance show which I've done a wee quick clip of to let you see that. But yeah, a completely different atmosphere here to Universal, but nice, still pretty good. Definitely worth a visit, lots of really nice things, and I'll update you later on. Hi, how's it going? So as I'd said, we'd done SeaWorld, and I said that I had a couple of points I was going to make. So I've left it 2 days since I've been to SeaWorld, just so I could sort of mull over the day and what happened, and give maybe a bit of a fairer view on it, rather than just in the heat of the moment and how I was feeling and stuff like that. So we, like Universal, we were awarded an assistance pass that basically meant that if there was queues etc, that you could show that and they could give you a return time or put you on the ride, and it would give you assistance throughout the parks and stuff. So that was great. Started off really well. First couple of rides for the kids were great, they got on right away. You know, we were on and off relatively quickly. And then we went into one of the restaurants. Now, I was feeling really crap at this point, so my legs were completely gone, and I was absolutely wiped out. And on the sign it says, customers with disabilities, accessible issues, please ask inside for table service. And I thought, well, that's fantastic. So we went in, and I asked a member of the staff who looked at me as if I'd asked him to do, you know, a handstand and to pee in my cornflakes. He was completely bewildered, had no idea that there was a sign outside saying that. I had to take him to the sign. He then had to go away and get a manager. So all this, I'm having to have this conversation in front of the kids and things, so it's a little embarrassing, it's a little awkward. You know, I had the paperwork from the guest services at SeaWorld. I had my MS Society card as well, to try and explain it without being too awkward. So we got seated outside, and a manager came over and at the top of her voice said, "I'm sorry, we don't help handicapped people. You just have to line up like everyone else." And I was like, "Oh, right, okay." And I tried to speak to her and sort of reason with her and explain the situation, and she just was having none of it. "No, I'm sorry. All we do is we'll help you with your food from the counter to your table." And I says, "Well, you know, your sign actually says table service if you're having difficulties." "No, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do." And I thought, well, that's pretty rubbish. So, you know, again, I tried to speak to the member of staff. I says, you know, what's the alternative here? We had paid for the all-day dining thing, so it meant that you had to physically show your band The queue at this point now was probably about an hour and a half long. So the end result was that we never ate. So not that that would have done me any harm. I could probably do with missing a few meals, but I think it was the manner in which they dealt with it. I think it's the fact that she was really loud and quite abrasive. The fact that she says we don't help handicapped people, and I just thought, I don't know whether it's a cultural thing, but I thought, you cheeky cow, was my first reaction. And I just felt, for a company that, you know, prides itself on that, you know, it's all over their website about we will help, we're fully accessible, you know, make the most of your day, we'll fit around you and your needs and your, you know, what your requirements are, and we'll make sure that your experience is a positive one. And I thought, you know what, that was I felt a bit humiliated. I felt a little bit embarrassed by it. It was done in front of the kids, which isn't great, because I never ever like to show that I'm maybe feeling a bit vulnerable in front of the kids. I don't like them to see that I'm maybe not feeling particularly great, because then they start to worry and think, oh, this is our fault because we're having such a good time and we're on holiday and we want to do X, Y and Z, and Dad's struggling, that it's our fault he's not feeling well. That breaks my heart, that sort of stuff. So I, at all costs, do everything I can to avoid the kids ever having those sort of feelings or being in those sort of situations. But I just felt that with this, that considering it was meant to be a manager that came over, the way that it was handled was pretty poor. Not being an American, not being, you know, if I come on holiday to America for 2 weeks, I don't spend a prolonged period of time here, so I'm not entirely sure if I've picked up on this just the wrong way, if this is just a cultural thing. But for me, it came over from someone that was, you know, she was quite rude, she was arrogant, she couldn't be arsed, which was pretty poor. But I think the fact that they actually had a sign on the doorstep to say, come and ask us for table service, and they didn't even realise that they had that, shows me that there's maybe areas in which that they could perhaps develop that a bit further. Other areas within the park, if you go to the SeaWorld Stadium, they've got dedicated accessible seating for yourself and your assistant that's with you, so that's fantastic. You know, I've got to be honest with you, I watch the killer whale show and things like that, and it kind of saddens me a little bit watching it, but that's personal opinions getting in the way of coming to the theme park and sort of reviewing it from an accessible point of view. Everything else within the park was pretty good. They were quite accommodating. As I said, I just felt that in that area there was a few members of staff there that really let the side down. And so we'll see where that comes, because, you know, I've decided to email SeaWorld just to let them know, not a complaint or anything, but, you know, just to let them know that there's perhaps areas that they could tweak or work on with staff to understand that perhaps not all disabilities are visible. And so we'll see if we get a response from that. I'll let you all know. But I would recommend going to SeaWorld. One thing I'd also say as well is that there is companies in Orlando that you can hire mobility scooters from, and they can either drop them off at your hotel or drop them off at the theme park for you. So they're pretty reasonable. I think I've seen them from anywhere from about $20, $25 up to about $40, $50 a day. So they can be quite pricey. But, you know, it's all relative, I suppose, and what one you want to go for. If you want to go for the big sort of huge 4x4 looking one, then I guess that's the dearer one. I've not had to use them. You know what, maybe one day I will, and I'll be able to give you guys a review of the service and how it went and stuff. But touch wood, at the moment I've not used it this holiday. So we are now on our last night. We were at Universal today. Universal's fantastic. I can't praise them enough. The pass that they gave me has been brilliant. You know, you're getting on and off the rides very, very quickly. They're so accommodating, and all the staff seem to be quite switched on about it as well. So they are almost a step ahead of you, if that makes sense. I know that sounds maybe a bad choice of words when you're talking about people with mobility issues and disabilities and things, but, you know, you'll show them the badge, and the first thing that they're saying to you is, okay, do you need access to the lift, or are you okay with stairs? So they seem to be, the staff just seems to be a bit more switched on at Universal as opposed to SeaWorld. So that's possibly where I'd maybe give Universal another pat on the back, and perhaps had Universal not been so good, maybe SeaWorld might have got a 10 out of 10 sort of thing. But Universal's definitely light years ahead of SeaWorld with regards to dealing with people with a disability, with a hidden disability, their families, speaking to them, understanding and accommodating. They were by far better than SeaWorld. But I would recommend both. We didn't do Disney this time. Might do Disney next year. We don't know. But certainly Universal been brilliant. The hotel as well. It's right on International Drive. It's just bog standard. We've got a ground floor room. It's huge. It's brilliant. It's clean. It's comfortable. You couldn't ask for any more. So I will do a wrap up video, I think, with the guys at Shift.ms, where I will go over a few of the points, and in the description of the video I'll share all the links to where you can get the pass for Universal, where you can get the pass for SeaWorld, all the steps that I took, all the things that I've done. I'll put all in the description, and we'll do one last video just to sort of tick everything off. We've had quite a lot of questions coming in as well around the Universal pass and things like that. It is free of charge. They don't charge you any extra for it. And the same with SeaWorld, they don't charge you any extra for it. So yes, it is just now, it is 5:15, and we are heading out for our last night out in Orlando. We fly home tomorrow, and yeah, so I'll catch up with the guys in London from Shift.ms, and no doubt do another wee video with those guys, and that'll be it. So thank you very, very much for all the people that have commented and messaged me and emailed and stuff as well. There's been loads of positive stuff, loads of shares. Please, please, please remember to subscribe to Shift.ms, their YouTube channel. As I've said a million times before, there is far more interesting people than me that will be on this channel, that will be talking. So I promise you it won't just be me all the time, so don't worry about that. And I'll see you all soon. Thanks very much.